Now we're in studio with Heather Nolan.
Indeed we are.
Hello.
Hi.
So you're pretty busy, as we talked about just then.
Yeah, getting pretty busy. It's been a pretty hectic year so far. I'm hoping it just keeps going like that.
So you were saying you're partaking, and you have already been a part of two different Battle of the Bands. Wow.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago I was on, I think, the second week of the CBTG's Road to CMW Battle of the Bands, and I was super fortunate to move on from that night onto the finals, which I'm really excited about. I think they're in late March, early April kind of thing. And just this Thursday coming up, I will be on the Levy Battle of the Bands, both as solo acts, not with the band. Yeah.
Cool. So you were also mentioning that you're gearing up to release your first solo album.
Yeah, I've spent the winter recording that, and it's coming along. It's getting pretty near done, and that will be released on March 16th at the Levy.
Cool.
And I'm very excited about that. It's my first recording as a solo artist.
So what has that been like, recording as a solo artist?
Interesting, definitely different. The band recorded last fall, and we recorded with Georgie Newman of GN Audio, and it was just such a complete thing. It just all happened at once, and a lot of it was out of our hands because Georgie co-produced it, and he mixed and mastered it, he recorded it, he did everything. But this time I'm kind of trying to take all those reins myself. It's a very interesting experience. It's been difficult, but I wanted to learn how to do it myself.
So you brought your guitar with you this time?
Yes.
And would you like to play us a tune?
Sure. I will play for you first a song called Monet Love Story. It's going to be on the new album, and I wrote it for my sister Shauna. On the stair beneath the dripping leaves, while the rain fell on the square, umbrellas opening like petting faces, pointing for the sky. For the sky, but I didn't see there. My Nordic skin, it just can't take this heat. Now I'm dreaming of a lonesome winter scene. Winter scene, the winter scene. Oh, winter scene, the winter scene. The storm, it finally broken. Skin began to separate and drip from my bones like pain, but I didn't see them. My Nordic skin, it just can't take this heat. Dreaming of a lonesome winter scene. My Nordic skin, it just can't take this heat. I see is a lonesome winter scene.
Here on the party on CHMR.
Yes, we are.
We just heard the Glendas with marionettes.
We did indeed.
Back here in studio with Heather Nolan. Heather, you were at the Songwriter Circle back in December.
It was. That was amazing. It was my first songwriter circle, and I loved them. So it was awesome.
I was going to ask about your songwriting, because I really liked the song that you played just before the couple songs we played there. Where do you draw inspiration for your songwriting?
It comes from all over the place, really. That particular song I wrote it when I was traveling a couple of months ago. My sister and I have been intending to meet up in London, but neither of us were traveling with a phone or anything like that, so we weren't really sure how we were going to do it, and we just kind of said, you know what, Trafalgar Square, steps of the art gallery at 2 p.m. on Friday. Let's do it. And so I was standing there, it was pouring rain, as it always is in London, standing there under this umbrella, just I'm never going to find her. There's a million people here. And so I was just kind of romanticizing that in my head a little bit and turning it into a love story with not my sister. And I don't know, I was just kind of romanticizing some little scenario in my head where, two lovers are trying to meet there. And then I went inside and I was looking at all these Monet paintings, and there was one called A Winter Scene, and it was the one I liked best out of it. And so I kind of jotted down that. And then I went back to my notebook the next day, and I had found, I had just written this little scenario down, and then underneath it just said A Winter Scene. And I was like, well, clearly that's gonna find its way in there. And so that's where that one came from. So generally it just comes from little moments in life that, kind of strike me in some way. It's where most of the inspiration for my songs come from.
Did you ever find your sister after?
Yes, I did.
Very good.
She also liked that painting.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. So you were mentioning that a little earlier during the break that you're planning on touring the island in a little while. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that?
Well, it just kind of, the idea came to me a couple months ago. No, not really a couple months ago. A couple weeks ago, once we started getting that awful, terrible, doomsday winter weather. I just kind of every winter I just kind of start feeling really antsy, and I need to I'm itching to move and go do something. And I'm kind of like that anyways, just as a human. But winter makes it particularly bad. And so I was thinking I just got back from traveling during the fall. I'm not gonna be able to save up enough to go anywhere warm, but maybe I can just go do something to break up the winter a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so I started thinking about ways I could do that, and it kind of originated as an idea of how to go visit all the people I know across the island kind of thing. And then I was like, well, I might as well play music while I do it to help pay for it. And then it kind of turned into, wait a minute, touring is a thing musicians do. I could do that. And then I decided to release my album that week, so it all just kind of came together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So are we going to hear another tune from you?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
On the theme of wanting to move and go places and things, this song is called Prairie Sky, and it's about living in Alberta, which I didn't really enjoy very much. There, oh, prairie sky is wearing my heart down. Ooh. And there, old harvest moon is howling to the wind and keeping me away. We drove through the night on that straight highway till dawn, but my bones were dry. It's been 60 days since I saw my home. This prairie living, leaving my eyes sore. This prairie living, been 7 days. It's been 7 days since I shut my eyes. This cowboy city has taken its toll on me. 'Cause I ain't got no money. No, I ain't even got $1 to get home. And I'm dreaming of the sea. But this city's got my pockets clean. This prairie living, leaving my soul. This prairie living, leaving my soul. I ain't got no money. No, I ain't even got $1 to get home. And I'm dreaming of the sea. But this city's got my pockets clean. This prairie living, leaving my soul. This prairie living, leaving my soul. This prairie living, leaving my soul. This prairie living.
So Heather,
Yes.
what would you say some of your musical influences are?
Bruce Springsteen's a pretty big one. I grew up listening to him. I think I was probably like 9 years old, something ridiculously late by the time I realized that like music wasn't just another word for Bruce Springsteen. Actually, and the Beatles. I knew the Beatles too. That was it though. That was all I knew. Yeah, so he's a pretty big one. Although like I can't say it really translates, which like I've tried so hard to write songs that make it sound like Bruce Springsteen is my major influence, but
You just can't?
I just can't do it. I don't know. I need to like go spend some time in New Jersey in a factory or something, and like drive a lot of cars. I don't know, but yeah, I've got a lot of like I listen to a lot of local music, so that's definitely been an influence. Like local folk singer-songwriters for the most part, like Katie Baggs is a huge influence. I'm a big fan of Katie Baggs, and even just like the musicians I play with, like Ali and Darren, are also influences. And I think just anytime you jam with someone or like musically collaborate with anybody, you kind of pick up a little bit of what it is they're doing, which is I really enjoy that. Also a lot of like old blues and country and that kind of thing. I don't really listen to a lot of modern music aside from like what's being locally produced. I don't listen to anything really after like 1980. Once the 80s hit, I'm just not a fan of the world.
Cool. So if you could be stuck on a desert island with one other musician, who would it be?
How long are we there?
The only way you can get off is if you produce the best album in the world.
Okay, Bruce Springsteen. I mean, if we're like repopulating the world or something, I'd be a little weirded out by it. But if it's just musically like collaborating for a while, I'm totally cool with that.
That's fair, I guess.
He's like my dad or something, you know? Like that's how I look at Springsteen.
He'd probably like also know how to make like a boat and like a recording studio out of like coconuts.
Probably. Like he seems like a pretty resourceful guy.
Seems like a pretty cool guy. Yeah. So we're gonna hear some more tunes from you?
Yeah, sure
Cool.
thing. I will play another one from the record, I suppose. It is about, it's called Harvest Moon, and it is about getting stuck in a foreign country with pneumonia, which is just a really kind of frightening experience, but it makes you think about stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yes. notion that I'll be coming home soon. Don't turn my misfortune into your defense. The gravity of disbelief becomes your great defense. Just let me lay in your cold light, and I promise I will make it home tonight. Sing to me, harvest moon, and tell the great wide ocean that I'll be coming home soon. Save your love that's bottled by her door. Fill the sinks and catch her in the flood. Just let me lay in your cold light, and I promise I will make it home tonight. Sing to me, harvest moon, and tell that great wide ocean that I'll be coming home soon. Sing to me, harvest moon, and tell that great wide ocean that I'll be coming home soon.
That was Evan O'Cohen with Good Whiskey and Good Women here on the Party Out CHMR. We are back here with Heather Nolan, who is going to leave us with 2 more songs. But before we let her play, we're going to ask her another question. Would you like to give out your contact info for fans or new fans even out there?
Yeah, I have started a Facebook page thing.
Okay.
Where you can where I post updates about shows I'm playing and occasional updates on how recording is going and that sort of thing. So that's just facebook.com/Heather Nolan Music. And if you forget that, you can probably just Google it. Probably, realistically.
Yeah.
And Lady Brett Ashley, my band, has some recordings under ladybrettashley.bandcamp.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you were looking for those.
And so your solo record is coming out on the 16th of March?
16th of March, yep.
We'll
And I start
sure
touring on the 20th.
We'll be sure to check that out.
Awesome. Okay. These last 2 songs, this first one is Holding Pattern, and then the one after will be Runaway Train, which is the title track of the record. My sea legs shake to be stuck on the ground. Mountains grow, ripping trees from the dirt without a sound. Told me from the waves that I admire the hills, only from the motion that I feel truly still. And to me, could you be that anchor? And anchor me down, and anchor me down, and anchor me down. Anchor me down, and anchor me down, to anchor me down. This holding pattern is tossing me around, just like a ship that's about to run aground. And to me, to be the anchor and anchor me down, and anchor me down, to anchor me down, and anchor me down, anchor me down, to anchor me down. Hold me down so I can run from the things that are yet to come. Hold me down so I can flee, and anchor me to something real, and tell me to be the anchor. Anchor me down. Okay, and this next song is Runaway Train. I'll take you down to Tennessee, where the wildflowers grow. Follow my lead, darling, I can take you down. And I can leave you be when the sun shines down on me. Just don't tell me to take my time, 'cause I've been running my whole life. And we can hop on a train, watch as the land goes flying by. Of course, doesn't worry me, just so long as I'm running, I'm free. Just so long as I'm running, I'm free. And I can leave you be when the sun shines down on me. Just don't tell me to take my time, 'cause I've been running my whole life. Da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. We'll hear the stories of the land. We will salute the medicine man. Yeah, we'll kneel in the stream to wash our hands, and the offer of the earth what she demands. Yeah, we'll offer of the earth what she demands. And I can leave you be when the sun setting through the trees. Just don't tell me to take my time, 'cause I've been running my whole life. Oh, I've been running to stay alive. And so long as I'm running, I'm free. Just so long as I'm running, I'm free. As long as I'm running, I'm free. Da 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 da.
Thank you very much, Heather.
Yes.
For coming in and hanging out with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
And we'll see you around.